Hey everybody, welcome to this feedback video. So let me start with this drawing from Max. So he made this turnaround. And let me first make this size a bit bigger. So I'd like to zoom in a bit. So let's make this bigger. So like this. So you asked if I could help you make this character look more younger and cute. So let's just try out some stuff. So I take this drawing, push it next to here, and I'm just going to draw on top of it. So here. And wait, let's make it a little bit bigger. So I can focus on the head first. So let me see. So to make things cute, I try to use really round shapes. So here, let's do this. I think you already did a great job. I think there are a little bit too much lines, and it makes him look a bit older. So I'm going to try to simplify it a bit. So how to make a young character is basically by putting the nose, so this area, close together. With a long character, with an older character, it will be more farther apart. So the most easy way to make him more cute is to change the expression, but I don't want to do that because it would be an easy way. So let's also make this hair really round. It's really good. These proportions are really good. For example, these ears low and these round shapes. Maybe the hair could be a little bit more fluffy. So this here. Oh. This. So I think you did really great. So first, before drawing the body. So I think it already helps to try to simplify everything a little bit. So here, draw this nose. So let's make it really round. Maybe change this line. Maybe we can do this. So I think this is the most simple way to draw this nose. This mouth. Put it a little bit up. Maybe a line here. Those eyebrows. So let's avoid adding those extra lines there if we can. Use eyes. So a line here makes it also older, so maybe just leave that one out. And then you really want to use those round cheeks. And could be a bit of a stylistic choice, but leaving out the chin can also be a great way to make him really young. Drawing this ear. So using really round shapes. And then the hair. also round shapes. Like this. And then the hair, like this here. So, and then let's add the neck. So let's watch the rest of the body. So, I think it's also really important to think about the shapes beneath. So here's the breast. And then here's the pelvis. Going like this. Then the shoulders. The arms. I don't want to go too much in depth about this, but this, using these kind of shapes can also help with drawing that part. So. It also sometimes works is to make his neck maybe even shorter. So that he almost has no neck. And that the shorter the neck is, the younger the character looks. And here maybe trying to add some S shape. This part. And when drawing these clothings, try to go around. Try to think how these wrap around the body. This here, shoulders. I think you can, and it depends a bit on your style you want to use. I will try to simplify everything a little bit. And it also makes it easier to draw the character multiple times for example, your comic or your animation. So here as well. So think how these sleeves go around it. So for the hand, try to find some construction so it's easy to draw the hand. What I often do is using a shape like this and then the fingers and then thumb and the wrist, and it makes it easier to draw it from all these different positions. The shirt's also going around his body, so don't just draw a straight line, draw it a bit around. And then this crotch, I think it would make more. Yeah, also this also really straight line, so maybe make this a little bit rounder. So it can really help to draw through your shapes like this. I would draw this a little bit down instead of this, and make you shape like this. So here. Back. So here for the feet, maybe it's just, again, try to simplify things a little bit more. I think you did a great job with it. So I wouldn't advise this, or maybe you could use it for the sketch, but to copy paste like this. Now I'm doing it to just speed up the process a little bit. Sometimes I do it and then I draw on top of it. Let's erase this. So let's combine it. So I do think that maybe also the head's gonna become a bit more cartoony. But I think the body is also maybe a little bit too long. I think basically if you want to make this character more cute, you can check out some of my tutorials about drawing kids. And I'm using more simplified shapes and using less details like this here. I would leave that a little bit out. But that's also a bit of a drawing style. And try to use more of these construction shapes. So it's around the body, using these shapes like the skeleton. And then you can also use that to draw the clothing, so you know how to add the clothing on top of that. So here's some shapes like this. And then I'm drawing the clothing on top of it, for example, the pants. So it goes around, etc. But I already think you did a great job. So try to think about using round shapes and using less details. So I think these details make the kit really old. Also here, I think if you remove this line, maybe this one as well, that can also really help. Maybe already also make it maybe a little bit smaller. I think that can help. But again, it also depends a little bit on the style. And try to simplify the clothing a little bit. But great work, Max. Keep it up. Let's go to Sarah, made this drawing. And I added these drawings because this is a drawing I made, and sometimes I use it to figure out how I want to draw the body. So I think you did a great work. I really like the line work, etc. But on the pose, I think I can also show it a little bit here. What I did here a bit is here you have the rib cage and the pelvis. You can see this, yeah, this arc in body. So I have the feeling that this is a bit too straight, maybe a bit too long. So think about that. This rib cage. I think this pelvis should also a little bit higher. So I do think that would work a little bit more. And also that you have this arc here, that you have this spine, that this S shape here. This is what you often see with bodies. So try to look for that. Otherwise, with this hair, I think you want to create depth here. So here, I think it's, if you put this in the front, and this here. So use these overlapping lines here for the hair. You can create depth. Maybe it's cool is that this part is in front and the back. So really try to use these overlapping lines because you want to, this piece is farthest away, because if we would look from the front view, then this hair would be here, and then here this hair would be behind that, and that hair would be behind that. So then it goes to the back. So this is the front view. there's from the side, then this part would be most close to the viewer. So, and I use those, yeah, for example, if you're drawing hair, watch out that you don't draw it like this, but really think about the 3D shape and how that goes around. Try to focus on that. Also watch out for these lines. I think if you felt this line here, it would look better. So, also try to really sketch out these things. You figure out the anatomy, because I think this ear should be a bit more in the middle here. But I think that hair is great work because it's not that close to the skull, there needs some space, so that's nice. I think also here the chin, your neck starts, I think, more here. So either her head should be a bit more to the front, like this. Then you can add the spine more. Think about, you want to have that nice, here, you want to have this kind of spine. So think about how that's all connected to the body. I think that's the most important part. I really would love to see some more construction drawings because your line work and how you finish things look really great. I think you can work a lot on the construction. For example, here this hand also seemed a little bit flat. So when you draw construction, you can think a bit, oh, how's this hand going around this ball? So then you're using sketches and construction to get it more, that feeling more. Because I really like how you polish and finish your drawings, but sometimes it gets a little bit too flat, too stiff. So I think it's really a thing you could work on, and that's construction and line of action. Great work, Sarah. Let's go to Stefan. It is awesome Luigi character of Luigi. It's I don't know how the monkey is called from the book. So here, I don't know if it's from the Jungle Book, but that kind always referring to Disney movies and stuff. So let's see. Yeah, it looks really great. It's awesome work. Let me check the construction a little bit. I think you did awesome work on that. So maybe you could push the pose a little bit. So for example, this feels straight, this feels straight. So maybe you can try to think about the weight of the body. So he's leaning here. So maybe this shoulder should be more up, this more downwards. So like this. And maybe you can also add some more depth. But you can also use this. You have this leg. Let's go a bit more in front. That we have this feet. It's also going like this here, because then you have maybe a line that is going like this and a line like this. And then maybe even, I don't know for sure, but that if you have the head, that the head is a little bit more like this. So that you're really using these different angles in your character. So maybe that's something that can add some extra energy to be drawn. It's also when I'm drawing a character. So for example, when I'm drawing just a regular standing character, I draw one side this, and then here, then here, then here. So maybe the head is a bit like this, and the body is like this. And then here we have a stretched leg, and here a bent leg. So here. So I'm trying to, instead of doing everything straight. So maybe it's something you could play around with. I should stop the video. I don't know if you guys see that video image, but I'm back. Great work, huh? It's awesome. Let's look at drawing from Chris. So this looks like a cool character. Let's see a bit. So I think for you, it's really good to practice drawing construction. It can be really difficult, especially with a character like this. Let me see. So we have this ball. She's sitting on it. It looks like this ball is going that way, but it's swinging around. So here I start with this line of action. Then I draw these shapes, construction shapes. So check out maybe some tutorials about that. And example, here you drew the neck, but I think the neck should be more out of that head. Then we have the body. And first, let's first draw this body. So it's going a bit like this. That's good. She's sitting like this here. Then maybe these legs. I think it's really good to practice something, drawing something difficult like this. But also practice drawing these characters in more basic poses, so you can practice drawing it more. I'm trying to figure out why are our hands like this. I think it would make more sense. So I would try to. So now you can see that on camera, but I'm trying to think, how would I hold my arms? So maybe if I'm swinging, I would do something like this. So I would holding myself to this chair. So this maybe. Like this. So using the construction part is really important. So in a way to practice that is to maybe first think of a character that looks a little bit like that. Like Tinkerbell. And then I would look up a picture from Tinkerbell. And then I would study that drawing. So I think try to break down that construction first. So here just in the head. It has this angle, then the shoulders has this angle. Arms going like this, and the hands here. Normally I wouldn't solve that arms right away, but I'll do. So maybe you can try to see that, check up some, think about image and try to break down that body. And maybe start first with drawing a really basic body like this, or a basic pose. And then you can try drawing it's this here. So that you're using these angles. So, and then you can try to find one pose. So here I have a pose that she's sitting. And you're just using this to learn how to draw, yeah, the character like this. How to use these shapes here. And this is also basically how I learned drawing, trying to copy drawings with steps like this, and then you can apply it to your own characters. So, some leg going here. So can you see? So I can see that this leg is totally wrong. It's a little bit bigger. But I think looking up a drawing and trying to see how to break it down can really work. And now I have some tutorials online where you can see me how to use those constructions. It's great work, Chris. Try to work on your construction. So Frank, it's a cool mold trying to break in a bank. So let's see. And you asked, how could you improve this drawing? Maybe there are some other ways. There are a lot of ways to do that. So maybe you can think a bit. So I also like this style. So what I'm often doing is drawing. Maybe I would put him here. Maybe, I don't know if you want to show a mount like this, but maybe do something like this here. Maybe he's here. I want to let him look at something, and that he's then he's pushing his goggles up. I think that could work. Like this here. And you also helped me remind, I should, for my future ebook, should make some more character. Would be cool. So, he looks a bit bad. And then she's just called money bags or something. So you also use the middle. So you could use that, but a lot of times you're trying to avoid using the middle. So maybe then maybe have these bags here, put them in this corner. And you here see this dirt. So maybe you can also do some gold bars here. Maybe some diamonds. I would play around a bit more with kind of things you see, because here this shape looks the same as this shape, etc. So I would really try to play around with it to make sure that you have different shapes. But I think, and I could talk about using perspective and stuff like that. But I think what's really important, and maybe this is too Disney for you. I somehow like your different style. So yeah, up to you what you want to do with it. But yeah, I really like to use this rule of thirds. Probably heard me talking about it more. That if you have this canvas, you're dividing it in 9 parts. That you put something here and then maybe put something here. And so maybe that's something. And try to think about a bit about the storytelling and how you can make it stronger. So I'm really trying to let him look at the gold bags you want to have. It's great work, Frank. So keep it up. Try to think about how can you make that story stronger. So maybe we can add some things like here. So this is a door from a bank safe or something. I don't know exactly how it looks, but maybe if you show it here, it makes it extra clear that they're in a bank. So maybe those are things you can think of. Great work. And I think, yeah, that's the last one. So thanks everyone for sharing your work, and read the description under this video to find out how you can also send your work for a video review. Thanks everyone. Have a great week. Bye-bye.